So there were a couple of phrases that I heard growing up and through my life that always kind of perplexed me. You know, one of them was over the hill. You know, you're over the hill, or man, that person's over the hill. And the other one was window of opportunity. You know, like, hey man, I missed my window of opportunity, or this is your window of opportunity. You know, those are just a couple of weird phrases that I guess I never really understood fully or grasped. I mean, I get it conceptually, but I just didn't understand how it applied to me, you know, at the time. Or I don't know, is that weird, or did those phrases come up when you were growing up? And is that something you really thought about? Well, this morning I just want to unpack that a little bit more and how it applies to you and I, especially in this age group that we're in. And so let's just talk about over the hill and window of opportunity. And then I have an announcement towards the end, so stick around. Good morning, everybody. I'm Bryant, the over 60 guy, and I'm on my morning walk. I'm on my morning walk like I do pretty much 6 days a week. And if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. You are welcome to my channel, and I appreciate you coming in. Maybe exercise your finger and hit a like or hit a subscribe. And I would love to have you part of the over 60 club. So let's just dig into this thing called over the hill and window of opportunity, and what does it mean to us as we approach this age graphic. So YouTube tells me that primarily the majority of my audience, 95%, are male and 5% female. And so we welcome our lady friends. Welcome. And the other thing is that they tell me that primarily like 70 to 80% of my audience is somewhere between 55 and 75. So I'm 61, thus the name over 60 guy. And most of the audience, most of you watching, are around my age, and you have certain pain points, certain goals, certain regrets, certain things that cause you to click into my channel. And a lot of you over the months have become my good friends. You know, you're constantly commenting, you're talking about it, and you're chiming in, and you know, you're friendly and encouraging. And so I don't know, I guess you like, you know, this goofball walking down the road and talking about things that apply to us at our age. And so it's been such a blessing to get to know all of you. But when we talk about, you know, these things like over the hill, I guess I never really understood what that meant. I mean, when I was just out of high school and got my first job, I found out that the manager was 26, and I thought that was old. I'm like, wow, that's old, 26. Geez. I mean, my son's 28 now, you know. So you know, I thought, wow, that's old. He's over the hill. He must be over the hill. And so how wrong was I, right? That he's not over the hill. And so is 60 over the hill? Am I officially over the hill now? You know, that's perplexing to me. You know, I don't know. I don't feel over the hill, but maybe I am. And so if I am I categorized? You know, is that my stereotype now? And what does that mean if you're over the hill? Does that mean you're no good, you're useless, you're pointless to your life? I mean, after all, you're over the hill. So I guess I just don't understand, you know, what that means for me, you know. And then the other one is that, you missed your window of opportunity. So I missed my window of opportunity. Opportunity for what? You know, missed my window of opportunity. I remember when I was in my early 20s, maybe, and it was just kind of like the starting of the internet, and this idea of web page. You remember that? Web page was everywhere, and I took this job with these guys who were creating web pages. I mean, you had to have to make a web page, you had to have coding and you had to understand computers. And, I just know that I went out and I would sell web pages. And I remember a friend of mine, Nick, he created a web page called Mogul Money. And years later, I found out that he made a lot of money from his web page. Got a lot of leads, a landing page, But I remember the guys who created the web page, they were talking about Apple stock at $27 or something like that. And looking back, I should have bought some Apple stock, but I didn't have $27 to spend on a stock, and I didn't know how to set up a stock. You'd have to get an account and do all this. And so did I miss my window of opportunity? I probably did, Years later, I learned about Bitcoin in 2018 and 2018 or 2019, I don't know. It was not too long ago, and maybe it was, yeah. And I could have bought Bitcoin and I didn't. So, but I've been buying it lately. But did I miss my window of opportunity? And I'm sure on those things I did. And I could sit around and mope and have regret, or I could just do something about it now. I could, get involved, start buying Apple stock, or I could start buying Bitcoin. But, or I could decide that I'm not going to be lazy anymore. So a year ago, I was like at my wit's end, realized that Bryant, you're getting fat. Bryant, you're out of shape. Bryant, you have poor health. You can't even do a push-up. I mean, this is ridiculous. You spent 26 years in the Army, Bryant. What are you doing? And so I got up and I said, I'm going to knock out some push-ups. And I got on my knees and I knocked out 5 or so. And that was my start of transformation. And I've been toying with the idea of making a YouTube channel. And I kept putting it off. And finally, I set up the account in September, did nothing with it. I did nothing with it until March 14th, I put my first video on. And, 90-something videos later, I've got a lot of friends that I've met around the world who are incredible, amazing people who are just like me, fed up and trying to get in shape again and not feeling over the hill. I'm not over the hill. I've got this window of opportunity called my 60s, late 50s, 60s, early 70s. That's a window of opportunity where I can get in shape, I can get strong, I can do things, I can start a business, I can start stuff. And I'm tired of letting people define who I am. Over the hill, missed windows of opportunity. No, that's not correct. So you're at the same crossroads I am. And that's why you're watching. And so my challenge is, and my encouragement is, to get up, get active, take my 30-day challenge, check out my 30-day challenge video, start getting in shape, pick up, start a business, make some travel plans, do something that's going to motivate you and say, you know what, if I do this, I'm going to get that. And so don't miss this window of opportunity. You're watching this video, you have an opportunity to get involved. Even if you want to just every day, just go back and check out my videos. I walk with them. Just walk with me. Say, you know what? I'm going to pick up my phone. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to check out that goofy over 60 guy. And I'm going to get involved and I'm going to make a change. Even if you just do that, right? That's a great start. So I want to introduce my over 60 guy club. It's a membership. I'm going to set up a membership on my channel and you can join the membership. There'll be a little bit more things that go on with my channel, but for the first 10 people who do it, I'm going to customize a plan for you, a 30-day plan. So that includes workout, that includes diet, that includes goals. So you'll give me a little bit of information about you, background, how old are you, what's your goal, what you're trying to do, what's your work environment, what's your eating habit, and then you'll fill that out and send it to me, and then I will customize a plan for you and then send it back to you. And first 10 people to do that, it's free. So if you go to email me at over60guy@hotmail.com. By the way, that's how you know I'm old, because I have a Hotmail account. over60guy@hotmail.com. If you do that, I'll send you the template and you'll fill it out. And a little disclaimer there, it says, Brian's not responsible for, you know what I mean. And then I'll send it to you. I'll fill it out. First 10 are free, no charge. But join my Over 60 Guy Club. Let's get involved. Let's grow this movement of people who are no longer over the hill. In fact, we're conquering the hill, and we will not miss an opportunity. So this is our opportunity to get fit, get strong. As we get into our 80s and 90s, we won't be those who are hunched over with a walker, unstable, unmoving. We'll be strong, solid, healthy, and that's the goal, right? So, such a blessing to be with each one of you today. It's always a pleasure. And so I'm going to say, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace. And until tomorrow, God bless, and I look forward to hearing from you.